Welcome to beautiful Valencia Country Club in the Santa Clarita Valley. I'm Rick Garcia with a couple of rising stars who you may have heard of, Alison Lee and ZoeCampos. And ladies, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate that. Alison, at the ripe old age of 24, you're the KG veteran in this group here. You've been on the tour now for 5 years. So the question is it getting easier or does it get harder?
You know, that's a tough question to answer. You know, it was definitely a tough transition in the very beginning, playing college golf, you know, playing maybe max 10 events a year, and then transitioning to the tour and playing 25 events a year. So, you know, it's not something I feel like, you know, I can 100% get used to. It's definitely still hard, you know, being home for so long, being home, being on the road, staying in the hotel for 4 weeks at a time, and maybe coming home 1 week here and there. So definitely hard. Getting used to it. I wouldn't say it's getting easier, but getting used to it.
Okay. And Zoe, you've followed Alison for years. I've been on the golf course with you a few times, and Alison's name would come up. She's somebody you've paid close attention to, isn't she?
Yeah. I've always looked up to her. She's always been my mentor, and I've always liked every technique I've got from her. So
you've learned a lot from her. One thing you probably haven't had a chance to learn yet was experiencing life on a big-time golf course at Augusta, for example. And we're going to get to that, by the way, in a second. And you had a chance to experience the very famous Amen Corner, hole number 13. Can you take us through that particular hole on that day?
I think I was only like 3 back from the lead. So, and after I bogeyed 12, I knew like I had to do something. So on 13, I tried go for it in 2. And like unfortunately I came up short, and then I ended up in the hazard plugged. Like from there I knew I couldn't take a drop again, so I just hit it out of the water and it went on the green, and then I just 2-putted for bogey. Which
is important. It's how you make something, you know, out of nothing when you're in a situation like that. And Alison, you created a little bit of a firestorm regarding Augusta. You'd like to see that be part of the LPGA tour, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to have like a women's or ladies masters. You know, I do feel like women's golf has been growing a tremendous amount over the past few years, and golf in general has been creating a lot of traction in sports. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not expecting it or, you know, trying to make it happen, but it's definitely more of like a wishful thinking.
Why not? I mean, that's really, it's a great fantasy to have if you're going to have one. At that Augusta event for you, there's a rumor about some deal you made with your dad, or your dad made with you?
Oh,
Can you share that? What's this about?
If I got top 5 or better in the tournament, I would get a car.
You would get a car.
Yeah.
And you finished?
Top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you asked Dad to pay up yet?
Yeah, he's been looking. Yeah.
We know he's going to come through. This Valencia Country Club here has been the home course for both of you young women. And I want to ask you both the same question, starting with you, Alison. Have there been some benefits to having this as a home course for you as you started your career?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, funny story how I even came about to play here. When I was younger, you know, our family didn't have enough money to join a country club or anything like that, and I grew up always practicing at public courses on mats and stuff like that, and I moved to Valencia when I was around 10. And I mean, most of the golf courses in this area were private clubs like here and the golf course across the street. So when I was 10, when we first moved here, my dad and I kind of just drove around. We're looking at different clubs to see, you know, what was close by, and we stumbled upon Valencia Country Club, and the gates were open, and we just drove in one day, and there was a nice little pyramid, you know, sitting in the middle of the range, and my dad just said, "Oh, go over there, hit balls." Like, go over there, hit. And me being 10, I didn't really know what to do, so I was just like, okay. So I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, but we were trespassing. But fast forward a couple years later, I, you know, got to know the owner of the club and the head pro here, and they gave me, you know, privileges to practice here, which was awesome. And to be able to practice at a golf course like this with free range balls and a great short game facility and a great golf course, you know, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today if I wasn't able to practice here.
And Zoe, you too know what a challenging course this is, although you've been beating old men like me for a long time on this course. It's long, it can be challenging. Do you think that prepares you for what you're going to see in the future?
Yeah, since this course is like, it's tougher than any other course out there, and being able to play here like every day and practicing here, it gives me a good, momentum with my game and seeing where I'm at, and just being able to play this course and seeing, how tough it is. It's really good.
All right, so we're going to give you the chance, Zoe, to be play reporter with Alison. Okay, and so you could pretend that she just is coming off the 18th hole of a very important tournament, or maybe she's just on the practice range, and ask her, what would you like to know from her?
What is your game plan going into this next round?
That's always a tough question to ask. There's always so much going on going into Sunday, a lot of thoughts running through your head. So I would say, just trust where my game is at, because it got me to this point on Saturday, and, try and pretend like tomorrow is any other day and not think too much about where my position is, and just play golf and have fun.
I like that. And do you have some advice for Zoe and other young ladies like her that are
Zoe, she grew up playing golf here. She's a UCLA commit, so 100% following in my footsteps. So I definitely miss those days of, being in high school and getting ready, being super excited to go to UCLA. But yeah, I would say just have fun, playing junior golf. It was so much fun for me. Like, I have so many great memories. I made so many good friends, and yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, because I know sometimes at that age when you play, you think everything you do right now is the whole entire world. But I think you just need to understand where you are, and you have so much ahead of you, and you have so much more to learn and to experience, and you just need to enjoy the moment and have fun. So yeah.
Great advice, right? We get that for free too. Two rising stars in the world of golf, and hopefully you will enjoy them for years to come. And in a moment, we're going to see if we can't get you guys on that hole behind us and maybe do a closest to the pin. What do you think? Huh? All right, we'll see what happens.